So today we talk about the explanation of what we said yesterday. What did we say yesterday? This whole thing about the moon receiving from the sun, and the moon is light is growing. Today is the 15th of the moon. Today is the full moon of the Chodesh Kislev. It's talking about over here the full revelation, but it's a revelation of what? Of the sun's light, as it's reflected by the moon. That's the highest time. This was Shlomo Melech's kingdom, the 15th generation. That the glory of Hashem was fully revealed in the world through the Jewish nation. But it was still not the moon's light, it was the sun's light. And in the time of Mashiach, the moon itself will have the sun of the light. What does that really mean? And watch out, this is the Sikha where the Rebbe says that Nistam Vessels of Tikkun, that the work of rectification is finished and the lights of Tohu are here available, which is the technical details of what it means the Mashiach came. So if you want to know what it means Mashiach, what it means Mashiach coming, and what is the redemption, you really have to dig into these esoteric concepts, which were previously only the portion of the deepest Kabbalists, and now understand them, which again explains why these things are not easy to understand, but it's worth the effort. So Biur Advarim, Sibas Hashinui ben Chetzi Harishon shel HaChodesh. The reason for the change between the first half of the month, Shemiyom liyom ma'aseh v'hoylech or levanos, that from day to day the light of the moon increases. L'chetzi hasheni shel hachodesh, the second half of the month, Shemiyom liyom poches v'hoylech or levanos, from day to day the light of the moon diminishes. Hi mipnei shebechetzi harishon shel hachodesh holeches u'misrachekes halvana me'achama, because in the first half of the month the Levana distances, goes and becomes further and further away from the sun. And the further it gets from the sun, from day to day, the more that its light increases. The more that the moon is distant from the sun, the more its light increases. And in the second half of the month, the moon becomes closer to the sun. And the closer it gets to the sun from day to day, its light goes and diminishes. The closer we become to being the Rebbe, the less and less you see of the Rebbe. Before, when you saw the Rebbe, we were receiving from the Rebbe. The Rebbe was a complete tzaddik, and the chassid was connecting to the Rebbe, receiving from the Rebbe. Then the Rebbe at a certain point said that Mashiach is here. What does it mean Mashiach is here? I'm revealing this level of Mashiach, of the essence of Ein Sof, in each and every one of you. Now you are a Rebbe. You're able to do the Baal Shem Tov ways of overcoming the world, of manipulating all the dimensions together, because you're higher than all of them. Now it's true in every single Jew. It's 1984, and the Sikha the Rebbe says Lechatchila Ribel. Says Lechatchila Ribel, to go from the beginning or to go over. It is the Anhag of the Baal Shem Tov. That's how the Baal Shem Tov did all the great miracles. But sometimes people would come to talk to the Rebbe and say that, God forbid, they have to go have surgery, or the parnasa is not going well. The Rebbe would say, so you go to this doctor, you should have good news, or you should go here and ask him, and then you should have good news with parnasa. And then, the great miracle of the parnasa came. Sometimes people come to the Rebbe and say that they have scheduled surgery, and he says you shouldn't have surgery at all. Or someone tells them that he needs parnasa, the Rebbe doesn't tell him what to do. So sit and learn Torah, and parnasa falls on his head. This is the Baal Shem's Kanhaga. This was the way of the Baal Shem Tov, a more miraculous Kanhaga. He goes over the world. He doesn't work from within the world. The Rebbe says in 1984, the Rebbe Maharash is besieging each and every Jew that his Anhaga, his behavior in the way of Torah mitzvahs, should be Lechatchila Ribel, the way of the Baal Shem Tov. And it says, why does he ask you to be this way? Because that's the way to lead the world. It's Lechatchila Ribel. That talking is only possible after the Gemara Avodas HaBirurim, where the moon is now on the brightness of the sun itself. This is what it means. But how does that happen? By not seeing the sun. The Rebbe disappearing, so to speak, was only after transferring all the powers to us. And he says, my dear children, when you all come together with the powers I gave you, you'll discover something that's much higher than me. And then you'll discover me. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to be, by the way. Hope the video keeps. Betamadavu. The reason, because the relationship between the mashpia, and I urge here to approach the next part with the Rebbe Sikha over here, in terms when he says mashpia mekabel, the giver and the receiver, he's talking about the Rebbe and us. The reason for this, that the closer it gets to the sun, the less and less light there is. The relationship between the mashpia, the giver, which is the sun, the mekabel, which is the moon, there's been a way that when the receiver is close to the giver, then the receiver is not able to give over, to give out. Because of his self-nullification in order to receive the sustenance, receive the influx. So you have a mashpia and a mekabel, a giver and a receiver. When the receiver connects to the giver to receive the influx, it's turned off. It's totally nullified in order to be able to receive it. It's like someone says, if you're trying to remember, when people chazir the Rebbe's Maimarim, they were trying to remember the Rebbe's Maimar, they couldn't think about what it means. Because they couldn't use their intellect. They had to be open, completely pure, open vessel just to receive. That's why the whole avodah of a chassid through all the generations was always bittul, to nullify yourself. Because only when you nullify yourself, then you can be mekabel from someone. Then can you receive. So that's obviously some mekabel when he's next to his source, when he's receiving from his source, he's not giving. A shliach who has 1,000 mekoravim and all these moistus in whatever part of the USA, when he comes by the Rebbe's Fabring, he doesn't open his mouth. He walks away from 770, he's far away from the Rebbe, he becomes a big Rav. Then he's mashpia, then he gives over to others. But when he's receiving from the Rebbe, he's totally nullified. That's the same way with the moon. When it's receiving from the sun, because it's close to the sun, it's not giving off the light. It's only giving off the light the further it gets from the sun. The further he gets in the mashpia, then he also starts to give over and to give light, which is the light he received from Mashpia. Another model did this also relates to Mashiach, is Moshe v'Yeshua. Moshe Rabbeinu was Mekabel Torah from Sinai, and he gave it to Yeshua. When the whole time, the 40 years, when Yeshua was Mekabel Torah from Moshe, he doesn't say a thing. With the exception of the Shluchas that Moshe sent him to fight with Amalek, which was already really the beginning of his mission in life, which was to conquer Eretz Yisrael, like the King Mashiach. This Mashiach ben Yosef comes from Yeshua. So the whole Inyan of Mashiach ben Yosef to do the wars of Yeshua, to fight Amalek and to conquer Eretz Yisrael. It's the same matter. But he can only start doing this, Mashiach ben Yosef or Yeshua ben Nun, until after Moshe Rabbeinu is mistalek. So long as Moshe Rabbeinu is not mistalek, he's just mekabel from Moshe. He doesn't do anything. When Moshe is mistalek, after Moshe Rabbeinu is mistalek, now the light of the moon, which Yeshua corresponds to the light of the moon, goes out and reveals what Moshe originally received, which was the destruction of Amalek and the conquering of Eretz Yisrael and the building of the base of Mikdash.
Mistalik means diminished?
And it means disappeared. It means, elevated was the real word. Now watch what the Rebbe is saying. You should say that the closeness of the moon to the sun in the second half of the month, it's not only for the renewal of the unification of the sun of the moon, Mashpia Mekabel, because there was a whole long concept of Erev Rosh Chodesh, again Yonasan and David, again the same relationship, where we said that in order from the totally diminished light of the moon, the moment before the birth of a new moon, that's what brings about the revelation of the next level. So that the reason that the moon is in a cyclical way is there's more and more and more revelation as the further it gets from the sun, then the revelation diminishes. Now, one of the reasons that the revelations begin to diminish after the 15th is because through this nullification, the moon is coming close to the sun to receive again for the next cycle. And each cycle is greater and greater and greater. This was how it was through all the time of the world. But it says it's not only that the coming close to the sun of the moon in the second half of the month is not only to cause later a ischachus, a new yichud, a new union. In that moment we don't see the moon, that's the moment that the sun and the moon are one. And that moment is the birth the conception of the next month, which later goes and reveals itself throughout the days of the month. Which is, that's the meaning, the mystical secrets of the nullification of Mekabel, because Ki Pakin Moshafecha. Yonatan says to David, Machal Chodesh, tomorrow there will be a renewal, a new Chodesh, something new, because of your bittul now. What is your bittul? Ki nifkadeta, she pikadon means to be remembered, it also means to be redeemed. When Yosef HaTzadik told the Bnei Israel that you will be redeemed from Egypt with the word pakoid pakadeti, that's what Hashem gave that sign to Moshe Rabbeinu. Pekida means redemption. How is that? Through Ipakin Meshemecha, because your seat will be missing. Anyone doesn't make immediate notice to the empty chair in 770 is missing something huge. Nifkadeta, you will be redeemed. Why? Because the seat will be empty. Ki Ipakin Meshemecha. Literally in the Tanakh, the seat of David HaMelech was empty, and because of that, Mishal will notice him. So all Arichas and the Maimarim about it. Here the Rebbe Ramez to it again, all around the same point. In the darkness where you don't see no more, is because you were remembered. Now it's you. But this whole thing about Yipak and Meshevech, which was discussed really in more detail in a few weeks before, in Rosh Chodesh Kislev, told us, so you can look there for the meaning on that. But really, moreover, the main thing is Kiruv Leha'etzem Shelemala Gam Me'or HaChomo, which is Keser Echad Lishneim. Really, the moon is not just coming close to the sun, but the main purpose of this is to reach the essence which is higher than the sun and higher than the moon. How is it possible for the moon to light with the same light as the sun? Not just to receive the sun's light and give it over in full, the maximum, but to become the sun's light only by connecting to a level that's higher than sun and the moon. How is it possible in the physical material world through the Jewish people to reveal that they're one with Hashem, with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, which is higher than all the highest worlds? Through the Jews revealing the level of the essence, which is higher than both. How is it possible for a Chassid to become Rebbe and to reveal all the same koyachas in him by connecting to the level that's inherent in him, that's higher than Rebbe and higher than Tzaddik? That's Atzma Saint. That's why the Memorim that came over at the same time, Tafshinun Beis, along with these sichas, with the Memorim, they're talking about Gilui Yechida, and Gilui Yechida is the Gilui, and all this stuff. Really, through the Maimer of Pada B'Shalom Nafshi, and this sicha, the sicha v'yetze, based on the last 9 months of sichas, from I did everything I can, now I give it over to you. The Rebbe gave everything. So this Indian Keter Echad Lishneim, one crown for both of them. It's the level that's higher than both of them. Shakerov ledargo zo misbate b'miut. But when you're connecting to the essence, that's the light, the giluyim are diminished. As we say in Chassidus, that giluyim are malim al ha'etzem, that the revelations, they conceal the essence. That's why someone who's close to the Rebbe and saw the Rebbe for 40 years, that was giluyim. That was all revelations of this thing called the Rebbe, this thing called Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, this thing called Tzaddik Elyon, this thing called Atzmut Ein Seif as Yilbishas Asma V'Sal Or Malei Basel V'Tzomis. That was the Giluyim. All of a sudden, when you don't see anymore the Giluyim, now you see the essence. What does that mean? Ba'avodah, that's where the Maimarim come in. It really means in revealing the Yechida in your life. It comes with the Avodah and Nisyonis and all this different stuff. But this explains at least what's happening. Like it says, the Besaris Geula. So one more time. You're connecting to the essence, which is even higher than the light of the sun. So now that you're receiving the heart of the sun, now you're connected to the essence, which is higher of both of them. Keser echad lishneim, one crown for both of them. Shakerov the dargazum is bate b'miut ha'oyer, that being close to this level is expressed in less light, in less revelation. Ki or hu gilu min ha'etzem, because light is revelation from the essence. Sha'etzem hu be'elem, which is the essence is hidden. The essence is always hidden. The essence of something is hidden by the revelation of what that something is. In all the matter, in physical and as well as spiritual. Helem she'ermal migului, which is there's hidden because something is blocking it, concealing it, and there's hidden because it's higher than being revealed. It's imperceivable. So the essence is imperceivable. So that's why it's hidden higher than the level of the revelation. B'lashon Chassidus, helem she'ermal migului. And only something that goes out from the essence, only revelations from it, can be called light. Light means revealing. ולכן מיעוט האור מיום ליום מראה, that's why the lessening of light from day to day shows שמיום ליום הולך וגודל הקירוב להעצם שלמעלה מהאור. From day to day, our closeness to the essence which is higher than light, to the essence which is higher than what you saw and what you experienced. Helam Shalamala Megillah, as we said, the level of concealment which is higher than revelation. You connect to that level, to the Yechida. All of a sudden, the Levana, the moon, becomes like the sun. The physical world is just like the highest of the levels in Atzilus. You're revealing in everything Atzma Sein Seif. This is the Geula. And this statement and this passing over again started with I've done everything I can, now give it over for you. For that to be internalized and revealed within the world, which means ha'etzem hu beats galus, as we're going to say over here, this is going to be the punchline. We just that's accomplished through us. 21 years into it. And even more depth. This is where the Rebbe is just going all the way on this. Haklal sheha'etzem hu be'helem ve'ha'or hu be'giloi. The rule that we just said, that the essence is always hidden, and the light is the revealed part. Hu beyachas la'azulas. This is only true to creation, to the receiver. Shekevan she'ino yachol lekabel ha'etzem ela ha'or mimenu bilvad. Because the second party is not able to receive the essence, can only get the revelation from it. Lachen koire leha'or. That's why he calls the revelation light. And to the essence he calls darkness, because we're not able to perceive God's essence. So everything that is actually concealing the essence, which is the revelations, that we call light, because that we see. But where the light comes from the essence, we can't see. That's we call that darkness, concealment. But that's only true for us. But with Hashem's perspective, from with relations to the essence, it's the other way around. Because the illumination is darkness compared to the essence. That's the true light. So the other way around. It's by God is that He's a true existence and the worlds are nothing. And by us, the world is real and He is nothing. What does it mean nothing? The world came from nothing. Yesh me'ayin. Something from nothing. What does it mean nothing? It's because we can't perceive it. It's called nothing. But that's only true as we look at it from our perspective. From this we learned. This is a chiddush from the Rebbe. This is the Vessels of Tikkun. The need to diminish the light in order to come close to the essence. As we said before, the closer you get to the essence, the less and less light. Is only when he maintains the dimension of an independent existence, which is azulus. Only when you're separate. That's only when you're separate from the Rebbe. It's only when you're separate from Hashem. You're separate when you exist, and then from if you feel yourself as a real existence, as a yesh, as a mitzias nefredes, as a separate existence from the godly unity in the world. Then whatever the revelations from Hashem you call light, but the actual essence of Hashem is for you is darkness because you don't perceive those levels. I'm going to show how with Yechid they go higher than. Like we said, you're not able to receive the essence shenishal be'elam. But when he becomes one with the mashpia, when the Rashbi said, all the days I was connected to Hashem, on the day of the passing, on the day of Lag BaOmer, when he revealed the deepest secrets of the Torah, I am one with Hashem. I was always connected to Hashem, but I was always an existence that was connected to Hashem. Now I'm no longer in existence. I've reached a level, I'm one with Hashem. Which is true for every single Jew. Israel, the Torah, and Hashem are all one. That's revealed in the highest levels of desire, which was Rabbi Shbin Shemachan's highest level. By Mashiach, that's true by every single one and one. When he comes one with the Mashpia, Israel Kuchabrichu Kulachad. You're no longer just a Mekabel from the Rebbe, you become one with the Rebbe. That's the whole idea of a Shliach. We learn in Chai Sarah, Yichud Mavim Ban, it's all connected. When he becomes like the Mashpia, there's no longer a relationship of Mashpia and Mekabel between them, giver and receiver. They're both equal. This is what it means by the time of Mashiach. That the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. When you reach that level, then the essence is revealed. And we said Mashiach is the essence which was always concealed, can't be real, becomes revealed in the world. How is it possible? By the Oyer Levana becoming like Oyer Chama. How is it possible? Through us being Mamshechtis Bekelim. It brings a quicker aura. The Abitul, the Israel, this was through the Jewish people's nullification, which comes out in Avodas and Nisyanis, which we'll talk later about. That's where we're in right now. Misgala inyanam shelemala me'anal she'Yisrael v'kuchabrichu kol echad. Through a yid standing by a sign, which really brings a person to nullification, to Bitul, and he nullifies his existence as an independent yesh. He's revealing then the Israel kuchabrichu kol echad. Then he can act like Rashbi. You don't even have to ask Hashem for anything. As the Rebbe is saying in this Maimer. Because you're mamish one. This is the mystical secret of Eshet Chayla Teres Baila, that a woman of valor is a crown over her husband. Then the time to come, the Jewish people will be like a crown over Hashem as the wife which becomes the crown of the husband. That's why the moon's light in the second half of the month is only a diminishing in the level of the light. Because it's coming closer and closer to the essence. But it's not lessening the revelation. Because the days of the month go on, and the levels that are reached are higher and higher. As we go and continue in the days of Chodesh, Tetzayin, Yudzayin, Yudches, V'chula, Bnei Yisrael, Kivan Shehoylach, Nitzvasa B'Yizgalus HaEtzem, Shemalam Yizgalus HaEl, because this goes and increases the revelations of the essence, which is higher than the revelations of the light. This was